Yo and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector. And it's Thursday, the week's almost over. Man, all my days are totally screwed up. This is probably going to be a mild rambling video, but hopefully entertaining. I feel like I've been so engrossed in the whole YouTube Hall of Fame thing that I missed out on so many people's videos I haven't been able to watch. Then I was gone to Cuba for 5 days, 6 days, whatever it was, and just totally unplugged there, so I wasn't catching up. And so just feeling out of the loop with everybody. And so I got a few things in that I'm going to talk about today. I found something cool while I was rummaging around that I'm going to show you. And the big thing is doing some contest responses. And I'm doing them all at once just because it's easy. I'm being lazy, just honest about it. But a bunch of my friends, several of my friends are having contests right now, and I want to support them and do those. So, I don't know about you guys, but yesterday, today's Thursday, so yesterday, Top Series 1 released. And I don't know about you, but I am so sick already of seeing Top Series 1 box openings in my feed. It's like, man, if that's how bad it is already it's just Series 1, guys. And I know it's exciting, and I know it's, all right, the new baseball season is here, and, dude, I'm as excited as anyone about the baseball season, but it's just Series 1. Topps has 800 more products they're going to release throughout the year, so let's not, completely blow our wad here on Topps Series 1. It's like, oh, my gosh, if I'm not, and, hey, if you're doing a Series 1 box break, I'm not watching it. So... and kudos to you. Go buy your Series 1 boxes. It's cool. But and I'll buy a top set at the end of the year. But I will not be buying any Series 1. We were talking about it last night. It was funny. A couple of guys and are you gonna buy any Series 1? No. Some of them had, but several of us are not. And that's okay. Which actually brings me to my first video response, and this might answer why I have the tone I do about that. But Joey Brings It, Joey, YouTube Hall of Famer, is doing a contest right now, kind of just because. I think probably just because he's a CPA guy and he does so many bloody tax returns, he just needs something to take his mind off of all that. And he is doing a contest where he said, all right, think about this, dude. If you had 20 grand to spend on cards, would you buy vintage or modern? This might be my shortest response to a contest ever, because it's vintage forever, baby. Vintage forever. I mean, I wouldn't even think about spending $20,000 on modern cards. To me, that would be like flushing it down the toilet. It would be probably... Actually, I'd want to burn it, because then at least I would receive the heat from burning the $20,000 versus spending it on modern cards. And, it's not even a choice for me. Certainly vintage. And that's just the way I feel about it. I just bought a Mickey Mantle rookie a couple of weeks ago, so you know where my heart is and what I would spend it on. Plus, I think overall it's not even close to in terms of potential future value. Now, you can get higher percentage increase values if you happen to pick the right modern card, versus the slow burn in growth of vintage. Sometimes little spikes happen, but for the most part, vintage just kind of, it's the tortoise and modern is the hare. And guess who wins in the end of the story? The tortoise always wins. And so I would, like, if you said, here's 20 grand, you can buy modern cards or burn it, I would probably choose burn it. It's probably pretty stupid, but I would. Modern, no. Vintage, yes. Okay, that was easy. That was actually longer than I'd expected that response to be. So the next one is for my boy Jason, Mr. Fisher Bike. And he is doing a contest that I think is an interesting idea. And I thought about it differently, I think, than maybe his intention was. And if that disqualifies me from the contest, that's fine. No big deal. But I thought, okay, he wants you to use YouTube and make of YouTubers of baseball team, baseball lineup. And I thought that was funny because what I thought of immediately was, other than Phil's pulls, there's nobody that would be good in a major league lineup. I've seen everybody. I've met everybody that's like, no. So what I thought of was, and I know he didn't mean it like literally in a major league lineup, but what I thought of was, man, if I could get a team together of YouTubers and just have a blast at like a beer softball league, and just playing softball on a Tuesday night with your buddies, that's what I thought of. And I'm like, okay, this would be a funny team to have in that beer league. And so here's my team. So it's, all the normal positions and then a coach, a mascot, starting pitcher, relief pitcher. So here we go. First base, it cometh egg. And the reason I chose egg was because I think it'd be, like, at first base, you do a lot of jawing with the guys when they come. And I think egg would be so funny that he could just distract them and they wouldn't pay attention to the game because they'd be laughing at him, telling funny jokes. And so, he could just, hey, everybody, it cometh a first base. I could just see him doing something silly, cracking people up. Second base, Stove Sports. I guess he's just Stove now. He's changing his name. Next thing, I think he's like Prince. He's just going to become a symbol. The artist formerly known as Stove Sports, now just Stove, and eventually he'll just turn into some esoteric rambling symbol thing that is unpronounceable. That'll be Mark. He'll do that. So Mark is my second baseman because he's kind of short, and that's what, and wry and wiry, and that's what you need at a second baseman, especially in softball. And he doesn't look like the most coordinated guy in the world, so you don't get a whole lot of ground balls at second base in softball, so that's good. Third base, though, Elite Code 3. That guy is, he's an athlete, you can tell. And so Nolan would be my third baseman because you do get a lot of balls at third base. And I need somebody that can actually be a vacuum over there and throw people out. Shortstop, Triple Crown 24. And the only reason JT's at shortstop for me, I don't know about JT's athletic ability, but I sure do think that he's young. I know he's young, and you have to run around. And none of the other guys on this list want to be running around. We're all old and fat, and I don't want to be running around. So JT can do all the running around at shortstop. Left field, though, I got Snoop, 12922, Xavier. And I got him in left field because I'm thinking, Snoop could maybe, channel some, of the old-time left fielders, and he could channel some of that and be a solid left fielder. So Snoop's my left fielder. In center field, she blinded me with refractors, Andy. I stuck Andy out there because I think it'd be funny because you have to run all the way out to center field and back at the end of each inning. I think that would be funny to watch him have to do that. And then run around in center field as people bomb, because our pitchers would suck probably, and so we'd get bombs hit against us, and watching Andy run around, that'd be funny. Right field, Blue Jacket 66, Dave. Again, he's old, and I don't want him breaking a hip or pulling a hamstring or something like that. So I'd stick him out in right field, and he can just drink a beer and hang out, pick daisies and stuff like that. Now my catcher is Joe Silver Jackify. And the reason I want Joe as my catcher, that's not what I'm thinking. But Joe, he'd be back there. I've never seen anyone so full of crap as Joe, and I mean that in the most positive way, because he's just always talking. He's always jawing and making jokes, and he's hilarious. I mean, Joe might be the funniest guy I've ever hung out with from YouTube, and I love him to death. So he could be back there, talking to the hitter, and then greasing the wheels with the umpire so that we get better calls. And I could see Joe's pretty slick, man. He could be back there handling all that for us. That would be good for our team. DH, Sports Card Fam, Stefan. I'm telling you, I've seen Stefan hit a golf ball, and I've seen him swing at the Rangers deal last year. So he's got a good swing. He can hit a golf ball a mile, and I want him as my designated hitter. At least we can maybe get one hit. That might be good. But my starting pitcher is Beantown 62. So a little family action going on there. But I want Jim as my pitcher because he reminds me of the guy from Major League, the old pitcher, that used to grease up the ball, and hey, if I can't get him out, the umpire's watching me, I'll grab some snot and rub it on the ball, stuff like that. That could be Jim, and that could be a distinct advantage for our team that way. So my relief pitcher, though, is Eric, those back pages. I'm telling you, if I was a hitter and Eric was coming in from the bullpen, that would be intimidating to me. I mean, just the beard alone is, like, whoa, this dude's serious. He's kind of scary. But he's really just a big teddy bear. You think he looks intimidating, and I remember the first time I met him, I was like, oh my gosh, that's Eric, those back pages. He doesn't know who I am, so he won't care to meet me, but I really wanted to meet him, and I was intimidated. So imagine a hitter, if you're coming in like, give me the righty, give me those back pages, and woo, game over right there. All right, my coach, rated rookie. Josh never shows himself on camera, and there's a reason, because he might be the best looking dude on YouTube, and he doesn't show it because all the ladies would watch his channel, and our wives would all watch his channel, and they'd be like, oh, why are you watching Rated Rookie? Well, because my wife Julie would say, well, he's very entertaining. And Josh is, but that's why Josh doesn't, I'm sure why Josh doesn't show his face on camera. That's the reason. Because I met him several times at the National, and I'm telling you, he ain't ugly. He knows it too. And good for Josh. So he's my coach. And again, he's my coach because I'd want him to, sweet talk the umps, and, just wave to the crowd, gather support for the team. Mascot, don't even know why that's a question of who would be the mascot. It's got to be Caesar, Pepino Man, right? I mean, all the crazy costumes he would wear, and he could be all his little characters that he plays on his channel. That's what you need in a mascot. You need a diverse guy that's willing to put himself out there, totally make a fool of himself. And Caesar does it on a regular basis and is not afraid to do it. So I love that about him. And so that's that. So that's all I'm going to do this way. I actually got some cards to talk about. But man, I'm trying to catch up on, watching videos, looking on eBay. There's this thing called eBay. You can buy baseball cards on it. It's really cool. I got to go rediscover that. And I'm really glad the Hall of Fame stuff is kind of behind us now. It's time to start looking forward to the National. That's the, there's this new calendar. All right, we got baseball season starting. We got products being released. We got the National in, 6 months? Less than 6 months now. So it's getting closer, guys. And that's going to be a lot of fun. AC in 2020, Eric would have you making sure you've already got your tickets booked and everything. So let's turn it around. I got one more contest response to do and a few things to show off. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to show a couple cards first I got in the mail. I'm going to show something I found rummaging, and then I'm going to do the last contest response because it's kind of a special thing, and it's kind of fun. You'll like it, I promise. So the first thing I got was I did a TTM to Ryan Sandberg again because I got this card from a friend literally for free, and it's a direct Dick Perez item. And I just thought, man, this is going to look great signed. And I know I can get it signed because $5, by the way, for one signature from Ryan Sandberg. So I sent this off. Came back literally like within a week, 8 days, something like that. Incredibly fast. So I thought that looked really, really good. And so there's that. And then the other card I got in the mail was an eBay purchase. And I want to show you this because it just cracks me up. So I got this 84 Topps Wade Boggs, and that's how it came. So it was free shipping, and here's what you get with free shipping. You get a PWE, and then literally just the card in it. Like there was nothing, no cardboard, no nothing to protect it. And it was in this completely crappy, yellowed, worn out top loader. So let's see if we can make that look a little bit better. Oh my gosh, isn't that better? Brand new top loader. Now we're talking. I mean, this thing was just nasty, nasty. I hate that. That goes right in the trash. There it goes. So, brand new top loader for a new Wade Boggs Player Era Auto. People have asked me what Player Era is, and it's a concept introduced to me by Garrett card cutter, where I love just getting cards from the players' playing days signed. And Wade Boggs is an easy TTMer, and finding his are relatively simple. So I've been kind of going on a little Wade Boggs kick, and I'm mainly focusing on the Topps cards, just because I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of every. I mean, gosh, you can just get in the weeds real quick with that. So I'm just staying with the Topps cards, and here's his 84 Topps signed. It's neat. Okay, so then I got two things to show. One of them is, I'm going to move this. Watch out, Cal. Don't fall. Julie would be upset. All right, moving this. I was rummaging through some stuff, and I found this. I love this thing. Love this thing. So 2014, the United States Mint printed these commemorative coins for the Baseball Hall of Fame. And they're really, really slick. I'm going to open this up and show you. So it's got a box cover, and then it's got another box. It's like a box. It's like almost like a babushka doll. You got box inside of a box. Comes with this little certificate of authenticity, which says, if I can open it up, I probably won't be able to read that. But there you go. So this is literally a coin made by the Mint, and so it comes in this really cool box, like I said, inside of a box. Now I gotta try to get this thing out of here, man. It's not easy to get out. That's what she said. It's not easy to get out. All right, this might be one of my sillier videos in a while. All right, so here's what the coin actually looks like, and this is the proof. So it's like 1 ounce of pure silver. It's a silver coin, and it's shaped in the shape of a baseball, which is sweet. United States of America, $1. But the back, and kind of hard to tell probably, but this is concave because the back is a mitt, a baseball mitt, and so it's kind of like the pocket of the mitt. It says Liberty inside there, really slick. And the front is like the baseball. So it's curved like a baseball. I just think it was incredibly creative, and I love it. And I found it when I was looking at some other stuff. And so there you go. I just thought I'd show it off to you. All right, last thing. Joe, Wax Pack Poetic, another friend of mine, doing a contest for, I think he reached 100 subs or something like that. I can't remember. But he wanted a response for what is our most personally valuable card. And I can't say that I have a card that to me is most personally valuable, but I do have an item that's most personally valuable to me. And if my dad watches this, he knows what I'm talking about. But so I have this, let me show it this way first. So I have an American League baseball here. It's Bobby Brown baseball too, actually, which is cool because I met Dr. Brown recently. And this was a ball my dad carried around, and I've shown it before in videos. In fact, one of my first and earliest videos is me doing a talk about where this baseball came from and all that. You can literally sort my videos by oldest, and it's one of the oldest. But my dad would carry this ball around as he was working for in television for the Rangers and Major League Baseball and all that stuff. And every time he would see a Hall of Famer, he'd pull this ball out and try to get it signed. And so let's go through it real quick and see who's on here. So on the sweet spot, and definitely there's some aging on the ball, yellowing. I mean, I keep this in a dark hole, so it's okay now, but I've had this ball quite literally 30 plus years, and so it's showing its age, and you can even see it on some of the signatures. Like there's Mickey Mantle, and you can see the M's are not, bold and perfect, but that's okay. On this panel, we got George Kell, Al Kaline, and Brooks Robinson. So again, all Hall of Famers. Then you've got Don Drysdale, Phil Rizzuto. And the common theme you'll see is all of them have at one point or another been part of broadcast. Drysdale used to broadcast for the Dodgers, Rizzuto for the Yankees, and so again, when my dad would see people, there's turn this way. On this panel, you got Killebrew, Reggie Jackson, Nolan Ryan. Let's see if I shown that panel. Yes. So here, and the reason I use Mel Allen as my intro a lot of videos is because I loved Mel Allen when I was a kid. I mean, This Week in Baseball was a staple at my house on Saturdays to watch it. It was only like a 30-minute show, but man, I wanted to make sure I'd look at the TV guide. Believe it or not, guys, we used to have this thing called the TV guide where you looked at what was coming on television because you couldn't just look at it and figure it all out. And you'd get it once a week. You'd get the TV guide in the mail, and you'd look at the TV guide. When was This Week in Baseball coming on tonight? Because I wanted to watch it, and Mel Allen was the host of that, and then the great Tigers announcer, Ernie Harwell. So they're on this too. And I think there's one more panel. Maybe not. Nope, that's it. So there you go. So this is my most personally valuable item. And again, it's not a card, so if that disqualifies me, Joe, that's fine. But it means, I literally, I'll never get rid of it. I've had it for so long, and my dad did it, and there's just so many personal connections with this baseball that I'll never get rid of it. I love it. So there you go. That's the ball, and there's my talk about that. That's all I've got. The rambling is over. You can go about your day. If you waited this long and listened this long, then kudos to you. I appreciate it. We'll catch you guys soon, and keep collecting.